My name is Adia, and I would like to share a little bit about my experience at Elemental Collective and all the ways that it impacted my life still today.
Hi there. I simply want to express my gratitude and appreciation for the land on Ella Road in Souk, the Elemental Collective that's been created.
Well, my name is Darcy Hardy. I run a theory of thought called LOS Strategy, which is Last One Standing Strategy.
Hello, my name is Rhea and I live in Vancouver, and I just wanted to take a moment and put together this video because I have actually spent time at the Elemental Collective located in Souk, and I have to say that every time that I have been there, it has been such a wholesome experience for me, and I always find that I will leave that place feeling very inspired and motivated to just take certain approaches in my life that seem quite mindful intended, like sourcing my own food in the ways that I can and having my garden. I've loved the cooking that Tom has created, and also the space is just beautiful.
Thank you to the land for being a space of community. Thank you to the land for being a space of holding of families, a safe space, a wild space, a place that is open expression kind of space. Thank you to the land for your sweet smell of roses in the spring, promising that summer's gonna come.
Allie, so what are you doing here, Allie?
I'm hanging out with my friends and I'm learning about nature.
Cool. So you're learning about nature at Elemental Academy? And what do you think about Elemental Academy?
I think it's a great place to learn and it's a great place to make new friends.
Yeah. I've only known the Elemental Collective and Chef Tom and Dante and the crew for about a year. They got a lot of good stuff going on over there. I've been lucky to go to some pizza nights and some sound healing journeys and mystic sound journeys. Chef Tom's food, that's phenomenal. It's a great group.
First of all, it sparked this incredible passion for foraging and connecting with nature in a whole new way, which I am eternally grateful for. And to be connecting with the people living there and their open heart, their authenticity, the wisdom that they share with everyone, with the community, with all the children.
This land, there was something about it that was hard to put into words. The way that the trails were developed, following the animal tracks, cutting through the black brambleberries, and the conscious use of land for growing food, gardening, creating spaces to play for others to come, for children, for families, for folks to explore themselves and dive into the elements of our earth and what's around us.
And the reason why this property means so much to me is because it's a place in which people can learn to reconnect and refine and rewild these parts of us that have been lost through this giant technological boom that we've seen in the last 100 years. And I'm sure, as you know, in doing so, we've lost a lot of these older skills and older traditions that our grand folks held on to and held very dear, that not only brought them joy, but also made their lives tremendously better over time.
Beautiful and run really well. You can tell that there's a lot of care and love put into it. I've been there for a gathering, and the people that had come together were really beautiful and lovely and welcoming, and in general I felt quite at home really quickly there. So I am making this video because I do find important that it's still run in the way that it is today, and I'm really hoping that that center is maintained for years to come, so I keep on having the opportunity to go and also perhaps bring more people, bring other loved ones to come and experience what it's like to be there, so they can also come back into their regular lives feeling inspired, and maybe see how they can create a ripple effect in the way that the Elemental Collective does within their own peers.
Thank you to the land for the bears, the deer, and the cougar that walk through, that keep us connected to the wild parts of Earth and ourselves. Thank you to the land for your big, beautiful house, holding all the magic that happens inside, especially in the winter time.
What do you think of the land here that we call the Shire?
It's beautiful. There's lots of different little hideouts and tree forts, and
I feel really welcome, and it's welcoming. I really like the connection with nature, with rewilding, with just connecting with others, the land, getting smarter, more intelligent. It's a beautiful setting, and I really hope that it can continue to grow and thrive, because it's just the start of something. It hasn't even begun to flourish, and it's flourishing, but there's just so much more, and it's a really good foundation.
I can attest that they are a true anchor for so many people living on the island, even people from Vancouver and over BC, and really being this heart, this core, bringing people together in reciprocity and learning about the sovereign ways of interacting with nature.
I personally want to be a part of this land more. I've gone and shared yoga, meditation. I've taught outside in the teepee. I've supported women on their pregnant journeys, and just folks doing really good things in the world, creating change, creating growth, creating beauty, creating love, creating food, and tapping into all the gifts and the abundance that the world has for us.
This property, to me, I see being of value to these skill sets, being of value to having a community that can grow and train these skill sets so we can pass them on to future generations.
I really hope that the land stays there and the same people keep running it, and that I have a chance to go again soon, and hopefully more than once. Okay, thank you. Mwah.
Thank you to the land for being there, for allowing those dreaming it to come in, create, hold space for healing for others, to allow us to celebrate and rejoice our life, allow us the chance to come together and live in a shared way.
Yeah, I've been invited a number of times to help out with different events, like our Chautauqua event, our wolf pack groups, where we meet up and share different skill sets. I've been lucky enough to have had a lot of mentorship from all kinds of people from all over the place, and here's when I've been invited here for workshops, or I've been invited here for different events, I've had a chance to share information pertaining to things like primitive skills, wild foods, wild medicine, shelter building, and even once in a while a little bit of martial arts.
Yeah, I want nothing but the best, and I want to see it just explode into awesomeness and be part of it in a small or a big way, I don't know, but in some way. Thanks.
And learning about all the abundance that the land has to offer, and how to be real with each other, how to be vulnerable. And there is just so much more to say, but I will keep it at that. And honestly, I absolutely believe that their impact on the community and the collective as a whole simply is a rippling effect that we cannot even measure.
So I would love to spend more time on this land. I'm up in Nanaimo, but it's always my intention to be there more. I hope to be there more this summer, teaching yoga and creating connection and community. So I would love it if our friends could stay on the land. Blessings and love.
One of the things that is amazing with this property, the way it is is the amount of food for the wildlife here. So I imagine, I'm not a biologist, but I imagine that there is entire groups of creatures that use this as a focal point between other spots they're getting to because of the nutrition dense nature of this area. Just the other day we saw a number of European starlings that I've never seen that quantity of, and more than likely it's here because of the salmon berries, because we've got such a high abundance of it that's easy to get to, that is free from predators that they'd have to normally worry about. So yeah, beautiful space. And what we're seeing here on this land right now, as the way as it is, with this permaculture method being applied, is we're seeing the regrowth of soils. We're seeing the what's the word? The redispersal of a lot of food crops back to the natural world that are already here. So leaving it the way it is without, like I said, building houses and whatnot, but the permaculture method, you're going to find that it's going to create more wildlife and sustainable wildlife in this entire area. So it's not just, it's easy to forget that what happens in this property block affects what happens in this neighborhood. And so the more of these kinds of wild spaces that we can keep active and add to in this kind of, like I said, permaculture method, we're actually creating more biocumulative effect in a healthy way to our neighborhood, and in turn to our general ecosystem. If more people were doing this instead of simply growing lawns, we would see an abundance of the natural world that would be helping us. There's a number of different plant medicines that are here that are not easy to find in this concentration, and yet here they're quite easy to find.
Thank you to the land for reclaiming your own wildness. Thank you to the land for your abundance, your holding. Thank you to the land for sharing with me, for letting me hear you whisper in my ear. Thank you to the land for letting me be there with my children, with my family. Thank you to the land for all the experiences that I've had there and the transformations, the crying and the laughing, and the singing and the dancing. Yeah, I am grateful for you. Thank you.
Great. And would you continue to keep coming back here?
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you for your interview, Allie.
You're welcome.